Hello and welcome to Awesome News. The news network with the best facial hair since Geraldo Rivera. Hillary Clinton. For many, the name alone is enough to know what politics is all about. Politics is a messy game of who has the most constituents, money, and voice. But with the popularity of Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, we've seen an incredible rise of political reformation. While Trump's real policies are unknown, seeing as advocating war crimes and banning a race of people are both illegal and highly unconstitutional respectively, Sanders' popularity has taken the Democratic Party by storm, causing a conversation about the future of American politics. People are tired of the same politicians, false promises, and being pandered to. This unfortunately has given Trump the lead, but has also given Sanders the push people have been looking for. Sanders is not the typical politician. Studies about his years of service have shown that he has never been caught in a lie, never gone against what he stood for, has never taken a penny of corporate money, and has maintained a progressive agenda since the 1960s. You know, when other politicians were still trying to make black people sit at the back of the bus and create fire by rubbing sticks together? Sanders' message and growth signify a desire to reform the way American politics works, and especially how we finance our campaigns. Now coming to the court, the Queen of Mean, the Light Pro of Chicago, Hillary Clinton! Clinton is the physical embodiment of what people are so sick of, or what some call the party establishment. Democrats are just as guilty as Republicans of corruption, of flip-flopping, and illegal activity. But can Clinton be blamed for all of it? Of course not. Instead, I want to take a hard look at why people dislike Hillary so much, and see if the complaints are grounded. The most common complaint about Clinton is that people think she is inexperienced, or they just don't want a woman president. Which, the last part I believe we can just throw out. Having a female president is the same as having a male president, or a black president, or a Hispanic president, or a Jewish president. It doesn't matter, as long as they do the job right. It also doesn't make you a racist or a sexist if you decide to vote against them based on policy. If you talk about these policies in a white hood, however, you might not have an unbiased opinion. Furthermore, Clinton does have the experience. Besides Bernie Sanders, Clinton has had more political experience than any of the other candidates. Starting as First Lady, and then Senator, and then Secretary of State, which is nothing to sneeze at. With all these years of experience, she certainly qualifies to be the president, but it's not how many years you serve, it's what you do with them. And for Clinton, that's a little more damning. The next biggest argument is that Clinton lies. A lot. And looking at her track record, it's kind of undisputable. Clinton has had more flip-flops than a Carnival cruise, and has turned many people off to the thought of voting for her because she seems to only change with the polls. For a long time, Clinton claimed to be the moderate alternative to more radical Democrats. With her stance on gay marriage...
Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay.
On immigration...
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants.
And gun control.
The federal government doesn't want your guns. I don't want your guns.
She made herself out to be a more conservative Democratic nominee. But since the rise of the progressive movement, spearheaded by the likes of Bernie Sanders, Hillary has since changed her tune.
I support marriage for lesbian and gay couples.
So I will fight for comprehensive immigration reform.
Do you think that reinstating the ban on assault weapons and banning high-capacity magazines would do any good?
Yes, I do.
With all of these opposing viewpoints, Clinton seems to be more torn than Adolf Linkler. But guy with the amazing beard, you say. Clinton is allowed to change her mind on issues. And to that I say thank you. I'm very proud of my facial hair. You know, the key is a good beard comb and a decent pomade.
I'm a Dapper Dan man.
What? Oh, but also yes, Clinton is allowed to change her mind as all humans do. But the pattern of how and when she changes her mind seems to only correlate with how the progressive movement is changing on these issues. So she is either a moderate...
I get accused of being kind of moderate and center. I plead guilty.
Or a progressive.
I am a progressive.
But you can't be both. And this is where people are getting confused. Okay, so let's ignore the argument about inexperience, and forget about Hillary's personality disorder. And instead look at the biggest complaint people have about Clinton, Benghazi, and more importantly, Clinton's role in the incident. For those who don't know, the Battle of Benghazi was a devastating attack on American diplomatic compound in Benghazi, Libya. During the attack, Islamic militants killed U.S. Ambassador J. Christopher Stevens, U.S. Foreign Service Information Management Officer Sean Smith, and CIA contractors Tyrone Woods and Glenn Darty. When the dust had settled, Clinton took responsibility for the lack of security. Evidence also suggests that the ambassador and his team had requested additional security and it was not provided. In the aftermath of the tragedy, many looked to blame Clinton to see if negligence could have been the reason these people died. And in order to find the facts, a congressional committee was formed, and no incriminating information was revealed. So they created 7 more, all of which found no criminal intent on the count of Hillary Clinton, and nothing to charge her on. The latest committee, led by Trey Gowdy, has even been caught multiple times spreading false documents and doctored emails to try to get Clinton to confess, but to no avail. Republicans have even stated that the creation of so many committees was no longer to find the truth about Benghazi, but to ruin Hillary politically and hurt her in the election.
Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was unbeatable, right? But we put together a Benghazi special committee, a select committee. What are her numbers today? Her numbers are dropping. Why? Because she's untrustable.
But with the whole mess wrapping up, Clinton seemed to be batting 8 for 8. Or is she? A small hiccup was revealed during the committee hearings, which has led us to a bigger investigation. Clinton's emails. And I know, everyone has had their say on this, even Bernie Sanders. But hear me out. Because of the email scandal, Clinton has been under investigation by the FBI, where we have recently found out that Clinton not only used a private email account, but set up a server in her own home. Okay, so what's the difference between an email account and an email server? Well, if the Clintons own their own server, they can easily mask who and where they are sending emails. As of very recently, the FBI investigation has stated that Clinton, by their account, was extremely careless. They also state that in order to warrant a criminal charge, they would have to prove intent. Intent to what? Intent to hide official correspondence from the U.S. government, or willfully mishandle the classified information. As Secretary of State, Clinton has seen intense scrutiny, and if there were anything she needed to hide, using her own server would be an easy way to do that. The lack of emails is also very troubling. Like I said, using a personal email account is one thing, but using a private server means that even deleted emails are untraceable. Another problem is protection. As we have seen, Hillary's server is not protected by the US government, when it was hacked by a Romanian hacker, Guccifer. Guccifer? Guccifer? Guccifer! Guccifer, the overpriced Satan! Even more recently, a ton of Clinton's emails were released by Guccifer 2. Guccifer 2? Really? And they were also released on WikiLeaks. So with all this against her, what is the result? Well, looking at all the information, I personally believe that the private server was not meant to get around US guidelines, but to hide correspondence with donors and contributors to the Clinton Foundation. Clinton has been in hot water about receiving large sums of money from speeches she gave, and that's a whole other issue entirely. But I believe it is more connected to hiding correspondence with donors and super PACs than it has to do with US intelligence. Of course, this is all speculation, and even though it is illegal to coordinate with super PACs, every politician does it anyway. Except for Bernie, of course.
You're my boy, Blue!
In conclusion, I believe it looks very bad on Clinton, and it was an incredibly stupid mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. Clinton has proven to be a softie when it comes to who fills the Clinton Foundation's wallet, but I don't think she is guilty of treason. This entire election has been an absolute mess. With the DNC and superdelegates in Clinton's corner against Bernie Sanders, it's hard not to feel the weight of the establishment's thumb on the Democratic scales. The point is, the problems emerging with the DNC and superdelegates, that were meant to help Clinton, have hindered her in the voters' mind, making her the ringleader of the political circus that is this election. In the likelihood of a Dump versus Clinton election, people seem to be having a problem choosing the shiniest turd. People have been drawn to the outspokenness of Rump and his promises of protection. But I urge you to remember that Stump not only has no idea what he's talking about, his claims are dangerous and alienate entire groups of people. And those in support of him need to realize that on average, over 70% of the things he has said have been wrong, false, or an outright lie. On the other hand, Clinton has also had a problem with the proverbial pants on fire, and is considered just as untrustworthy. So in that, you need to ask yourself, who do you want as your president? A person who lies, but lies to keep up with the current political agenda, or a person who lies to meet their own self-interest? But out of these two, at least Clinton has proved herself as a political veteran. And while it is easy to focus on the bad, she has done plenty of good in her long career. Lump, on the other hand, has done no such good, and his poisonous language has and will do more to divide us rather than bring us together. A vote for Hillary is not a confident one. I do not agree with much of what she has proven to be, but I urge Bernie supporters that Donald Plump, or not voting at all, is not an answer. So is Hillary a good candidate? Hello, I'm the awesome guy in charge of awesome news. If you like this video, please leave a like below. If you didn't like this video, what did I really expect? It's the internet. If you have your own opinion and you'd like to share, you can do that in the comments. Maybe we'll be able to debate. But let me be very clear on something. Pancakes are always better than waffles, you heathens. If you'd like to see another video, boom! Another video. It's all about how Donald Trump is Adolf Hitler. Anyway, if you'd like to see the video, there's the video right there. Bye!